Alexa Ward, you join us from the Fuel Poverty Action Campaign Group. You're more than welcome here. Tell us what you want to see in the spring statement. The Chancellor would say he's already giving lots of households a huge amount of help with their fuel bills, with their utility bills. A £9 billion package he unveiled just a few months ago. Is it enough?
Absolutely not, Liam. The £9 billion package only translates to a very little amount for households. When households are expected to see energy bills that are going to be upwards of £2,000 per annual.
Yeah. And that's an average.
And that's an average,
yeah.
And maybe up to £3,000 in October. Having a 200 quid loan that you're going to have to pay back is not helping households who are very scared about how they're going to be able to keep their home warm, very scared about how they're going to be turning on the lights. And if you're dealing with other things like health crises, it's simply untenable. So the £9 billion that Rishi Sunak announced over a month ago, especially in light of the even higher rises we're going to see, is not nearly enough. What we want to see are both short-term bill reductions for households, but also longer-term strategies to turn the energy market, which right now is upside down, right side up. So right now, if you're a household and you're using very little electricity, you're actually paying more per unit than someone who's paying...
On the prepayment meters and so on.
Absolutely, and because of the standing charge. And we also saw the government energy regulator, Ofgem, offload the price of the failing energy companies. So we were told in the past that we could reduce our bills if we just switched. And we switched, and then 40 went bust last year. Yeah,
because those high wholesale prices, and then the price cap was there, they couldn't afford to provide energy to households for the price they had to buy the energy off wholesale markets.
And it was Ofgem's responsibility to make sure that those companies could withstand the volatile price of the product that they were selling, and they couldn't. And then the cost of these failing companies is being put on the standing charge part of customer bills, the part that doesn't change.
Which is a higher share of what poorer people pay, because overall they use less electricity. A point very well made. Let's turn back to Alexa Ward of the Fuel Poverty Action Group. Alexa, you used a word which struck me earlier and chimed with me because it's a word that's been used by lots of GB News viewers and listeners on this show in their tweets and emails, and when we've had them appearing on this show live. You used the word fear. There is a lot of fear out there. Do you think the political class really gets how acute now this cost of living squeeze is, particularly at the sharp end where your campaigning charity works, and particularly in terms of fuel bills?
No, absolutely not. Otherwise, they wouldn't be acting in the way that they are. I think not only do they not understand the fear that people are in, that they won't be able to make ends meet, but they don't understand that people are also looking to see where that money's going, and they're not very happy about it. There's a lot of anger in addition to fear. So right now, people can't turn on the lights, they can't turn on the heat, but they see Shell and BP and fossil fuel giants making record profits in numbers that are so hard you can't even fathom. Like, what does 44 billion mean in Shell's profits?
That's a lot of moolah.
That's a lot. If you scrolled to compare a pin dot of a household income to 44 billion, you'd be scrolling for minutes before you got there.
44,000 billion. And of course, the big oil companies, the big retailers are making lots of money because fuel prices are high and they're selling petrol made out of oil that they may have bought months, years ago even, that was much, much cheaper.
And that's why another important thing that could be announced in the spring statement is a windfall tax that people have been discussing now for several months, where those obscenely high profits that are putting so many people into poverty are taken back and relieving pressures on households.